Hello, hello, PCN. Welcome to the first ever PCN live event. I am here with you, Dorsey, as always. I'm never going to change, apparently. Got my co-host for the night, Exile. You want to say hello?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
So, gonna have a lot of fun here tonight. Kind of just go over some new things for season 12. Have some cool videos gonna be shown, and what we're gonna have at the very end is going to be a giveaway. So let's go ahead and cover that real quick. So at the end, we're gonna basically have, if you're still in the Twitch chat, you've been watching. There's gonna be a time where we're gonna say, type the keyword in, and it's gonna be PCN giveaway, all one word, no space. So once we ask for that towards the end, you're gonna type that in. You're gonna be eligible for the giveaway. So the giveaway is either gonna be for a copy of FIFA 20 or the equivalent in PCN merch, whatever you want. If you already have the game, you want the merch. If you don't have the game, you still want the merch, or you want FIFA. It's up to you. Just trying to give you guys a little something for sticking around all these years and helping PCN grow to where it is. So I think that's kind of the main thing to get it started, and then we're going to go ahead and get into our World Cup team of the tournament. So we just had a World Cup wrap up a couple, like last weekend, I think, last Sunday. So Seychelles did win it, and we have a team of the tournament to reveal for all of you. So let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Team of the tournament's up. Ready for you for first player.
Alrighty, and here is our team of the tournament. So the first player in net is Triple from Chile. Had a really outstanding cup for them, helped get them to the semifinals, and he's been around for a while, and I think he really just had a really good tournament. I know we played against him with Wales, and he was definitely a standout for them. So shout out to him. He led the tournament, I think, with 37 saves. He also had 5 clean sheets. It was just a really tough team to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, according to Will, he carried the Chile team, and it's always good to see.
Yep. And our next player is going to be Austin from Seychelles. Was one of the keys to that defense. Had 22 interceptions. He had 12 tackles. Was a part of 5 clean sheets for Seychelles and that winning tournament team. Really established, solid center back at this point in his career. And just really, really good tournament for him.
Yeah, it's interesting because, to be honest with you, I've never played with Austin in the past, but being able to play alongside him to his left, I got a taste of what he's shown multiple seasons in PCN, where he covered my ass a bunch of times. Very quality, especially on the through balls. An incredible center back, and I was very surprised by his ability.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to playing with him another season at Milan for sure. But our next player up is going to be Lotso 23 of Denmark. Played last season at Manchester City with me. Really good tournament for him, anchoring that defense. 34 interceptions, 10 tackles, 3 clean sheets, a man of the match. There's lots of brothers over there, really quality players. I think the longer they play in this league, they're going to really make their names.
Yeah, having played with Lazo at Nigeria, I know he's a high quality center back as well. So, I mean, I'm not surprised he's on this list. Denmark getting to the semifinal. It's not a surprise, frankly. Great player and is very deserving of his position on the team.
Yep. And our next player is our very own Exile, one of the keys to the Seychelles team. And his stats aren't as incredible as some of the other guys in there because he did play a game of defensive mid. He also played 3 games at goalie on the final day. But that just goes to show you his all-around contributions. He had 24 tackles, were part of 5 clean sheets in the defense. it was really close for that last center back spot. I know there was a little debate there in the chat, but yeah, well done to you.
Yeah, I guess I'm hearing reports that I'm too quiet. So Will, I don't know if you can turn me up here or
No, I've got you
that's
plenty
something I
loud
need to
here.
do. Okay, then I just need to speak up a bit. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't want to say that I got carried, but because I did contribute to the team, but the team was so good in front of me, they made it extremely easy to be able to accomplish the goals that I set prior to the tournament. So to me, it's great. It's nice to be honored, but at the same time, you know, I have to thank the team.
Yep. Next up is CM9 from USA. Kind of, I think, unfortunate that USA only got one player in this team of the tournament, as you will find out. But he really did his job. They just didn't really have any like clear standouts. It was just a really good team effort, I think. But I think CM9 was the standout player after his player of the season for defensive mid in season 11 at Super League. He finished with 45 interceptions, 24 tackles, a couple key passes, a couple man of the matches. Just really carried that team kind of in the midfield.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, from my perspective, obviously playing against him, he's a very good DM. Obviously, it's a shame they make it to the final and only one guy gets in, but they were a very well-rounded team, and you got to give them credit there. But he had an outstanding tournament, deserves to be here for sure.
Yep. And next up, probably not a huge surprise. I think one of the standout players in the tournament, as he always is, whatever team he's on, that will be Jamie from Seychelles as well. So he led the tournament in both tackles and interceptions. He had 57 interceptions, 32 tackles, also had 10 key passes, was a part of 6 clean sheets. You know, one of the leaders on that team. He was there last AFCON as well. And just, you know, what can you really say more about Jamie at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm speechless. Every time I play with him, against him, I'm in awe of his ability. And again, it's there's no surprise that he's listed here. I mean, he's one of the best players in the league, so it's good to see him listed as well.
Yep. Next up is a familiar face to many of you. I think he had a really good tournament with Togo last time too. I think he's maybe the only person, one of the only few people to repeat in team of the tournament. But Ham X69 from Chile. Stats don't quite, I think, even do him justice in terms of his overall contributions to that team. Again, that's a team that we played against in Group D, and he was very effective on that right wing. And he does his job offensively, defensively, 2 assists, 3 goals, 19 receptions. Just a really well-rounded player, and was definitely a key to them advancing as far as they did.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to give stats to an outside mid because oftentimes they're putting in contributions, putting in shifts that are not necessarily going to fill up the stat sheet, but they do play a huge vital role to the outside of the field. So it's good to see him there. I didn't get a chance to see him much in the tournament, so I'm glad he made it.
Yeah, and speaking of good outside mids, there could be only one person to be our player of the tournament, Shmerda Poyo from Seychelles. Just an absolutely ridiculous tournament. Gets that 99 rating, 12 games played, 4 goals, 6 assists, 30 key passes, 26 interceptions too, which is one of the highest marks in the entire tournament for midfielders. Just really, I'll let you take this one because he was on your team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, one of the greatest players I've ever played with. There is a lot of things that I could say about Schmerda that I won't go into too much detail, but honestly, one of the best dribblers of the ball, is able to find runs that other people don't even see. Jamie picks him out almost every time, and it is the 1-2 punch that we needed for Seychelles. From mid. And to see Schmerda get 30 key passes in a tournament at outside mid is an insane number. But he had an incredible tournament, and I'm really proud of him.
Yep. Alrighty, and we're actually going to do a 2-for-1 special right here, because that's how we like to treat you at PCN. So we've got from Spain at the cam position, we've got Boss Ardeles. Really kind of underrated tournament. He and Expect Bills really carried that team up top. Boss had 3 goals, 2 assists, 11 key passes. And then Vape had very good tournament, won the Golden Boot. He had 12 goals, or 14 goals in his 12 games, another 14 key passes, couple assists, and really kind of, keeps trying to say he's a striker. And I don't know. I think the two of them definitely had very good attacking tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that you know how to pronounce his name, but Boss Artiles definitely had a great tournament. Very proud to see him there as well. Vape being a striker, I think is it's something that he stepped up and performed really well in the tournament. I mean, Golden Boot winner, so extremely happy for him, and obviously World Cup title. So, yeah, what can you say?
Yep. Artiles, tomato.
Sure, sure.
And last up, rounding out the team is Vape's partner in crime, FIFA Talentless. Was helped by Vape's penalty miss to get him a couple more stats in that final game where Seychelles won 4-1, their famous score against Denmark. But 10 goals, 10 assists, 25 key passes, 4 man of the matches. I don't know if Talentless is going to stay at striker forever, but I think after the couple season and a half at striker in the league and some really good tournaments here at striker, I think he's kind of proven himself as a striker by now.
Yeah, I mean, hell of a player, very much so a creative striker. Definitely could have scored a lot more in this tournament, but he's an unselfish player and found Vape a lot of times when he could have probably taken the shot. So he's really proven that he's the kind of guy that is great to partner with. So I obviously I'm super happy that both of those guys on my team made it, but at the same time, it's great to see Talentless up there as well.
Yep. So as you can see now, we've got the full squad in there. We've got our graphic thanks to our Photoshop god, King Tarilich. So yeah, definitely heavy Seychelles influence. All the semifinalists do get a player in there. Boss was the only one to not make the semis who also got in there. But just a really, really fun tournament overall. I enjoyed my part in playing and then watching and also reporting on the private jet. But just any final words about Seychelles or the tournament overall for you?
Honestly, one of the best teams I've ever played with. Great group of guys. Honestly, the way that Stride led the team, along with Talentless and Jammy, of course, it was a great team to be a part of. Having never been on a team with Stride other than the late night team, but it was a great tournament for us, and those guys stepped up in big games. So, I mean, having to play goalkeeper in the semifinal and final was interesting for me, but I really enjoyed it. But I'm happy we won, but at the same time, the guys, they did a great job. Couldn't be more proud of them.
Yep. Yeah, so thanks everyone for participating. I had a lot of fun, and if you stay tuned till the very end of the stream, you will see a special Seychelles World Cup highlight video. But before we get to that, we need to show you our Season 12 promo and new logo reveal, which I guess has been spoiled. That wasn't exactly planned, but you'll still get to see a really cool thing that Smoke Ray was able to put together. So hope you guys enjoy.
Shout out to Schmerda for being the president of Seychelles.
Alrighty, and there we go. There's the new logo for PCN for FIFA 20. Incorporated some of the new elements of the new FIFA 20 colors. Trial, you want to talk a little bit about some of those cool things we got going on?
Yeah, man. So, as you can tell, the logo is heavily inspired by FIFA 20. So that's going to be the new logo that we're going to be using for the next 3 seasons, so 12, 13, and 14. The same concept that was obviously for the last logo, kind of goes along with what FIFA is and, the ideas behind it and the style and kind of that same art style. And, X was essentially the guy behind it. So what was kind of the idea of you having this
Yeah,
created this way and everything else?
I mean, the concept goes back to last December when I sat down with the design team and we decided to redesign the logo. This one essentially, we took the elements from FIFA 20, but we also wanted to make sure we stayed true to our roots and keep that original logo. So what we did was we took the paint splatter and the paint stripes to make it feel like it's more 20 driven. So I mean, it's something that I worked hard on, coming up with the concept and design, and then having it carried out by some great designers is wonderful to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it came out amazing. So considering the amount of concepts we we went through, so it was.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I think I sent you guys all about 20 different types, and we went back and
Yeah.
forth on a lot of them, changing out colors, doing things differently because we did. I mean, it's a big decision to go with pink as the backdrop for the league, and
Mhm.
we think we made the right choice here. I think it's the most beautiful one of the 20 options we had. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think initially we were kind of looking at something just with the updated colors, but still having that black background. And, we were kind of playing around with it. And then Exile and I both basically, once we saw this one, it was like, okay, that's it. That's the logo. So, I really love it the more I'm looking at it. And I think you guys, obviously it's, we're trying to build something here. And I think this is really kind of represents where we're at. It's professional, but it's fun. We're colorful, but, we know how to keep it real at the same time. So, speaking of
Oh,
where we're
God.
going ahead at PCN, not really anything brand new to announce to you tonight, but just kind of wanted to go over some things that have been posted in the update schedule for season 12, and then also some of the stuff that we've been announcing in the announcements on Discord. So, first big thing to announce is the expansion. So, League One has gone from 18 up to 20 teams, and League Two has gone from 12 to 16. That wouldn't be possible if there wasn't the manager interest in terms of applying for teams and the player interest in terms of filling out these teams. And we've always looked to expand when we can. We're not trying to push it too hard, but we really just want to grow this community more and more, bring more of you in inside this thing. So that's kind of the big thing. And to go along with that, we are reducing the roster size to 22. So that'll help it from those teams that are kind of stacking their benches and basically just preventing some of maybe the lower teams from some getting some quality players. Just going to reduce that by 3 spots. Kind of let some of the because you don't really. We kind of talked about it. 25 is a lot of players on a team. 22, you can still have a backup for every position. If someone can't make it for a week or something like that, you have enough people to kind of cover your base. Tackling on the set pieces, that was a rule we introduced last season. That's now going to be more individual punishment focused. So if you get caught tackling on a set piece, basically it's going to be like a game day suspension. You do it again, 2 game days. You do it a third time, out for the season. Essentially, like you need to learn the rule by then. If the team has it happen 3 times on their team, they'll get a default, but it's not going to be one-time default like we had last season. Just basically make that a little more fair, I think, to the person actually doing the crime on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a
then,
good rule change.
yeah. And then the rest of the stuff is a lot of changes are coming to sort of, I think you guys have seen the transfer system. So we now have specific transfer prizes for every single finishing position in Super League, League 1, and League 2. You can find that in the transfer rules area. So we also have specific cup prizes for runner-ups and cups. Just a whole lot of ways, basically, you can see exactly, if your team does this, you can get a certain amount. And I think one of the favorite things, too, I think that we introduced is a loyalty bonus. So basically, if you're a manager for a team for a long time, you're going to start getting some bonuses. So this will, when we do the bonuses to the end of the season, someone like Stay High, this will be his 9th season, he's going to get a decent bonus for just being that manager all those years.
Yeah. And deservedly so, frankly. I mean, you put in that time and that work, you deserve to be rewarded for it. So we're definitely doing something to reward that.
Absolutely. We're also going to reward managers for doing their stats for every game incorrectly. That's not something that's required, but if you do every game, you do them right, you're going to get a little bonus there. And then something we're really excited about, and there's 2 components to this, is a marquee matchup bonus. So essentially, last season we were like, why aren't people doing marquee matchups when we ask them? So came up with the idea. Basically, you're going to get some transfer budget into your team for every appearance you make in marquee matchups. And as a player, we're going to have an official man of the match at the end of each game. We're going to have the commentators and the community get involved, have a voting, and whoever gets that man of the match is going to have a boost to their value at the end of the season. So no longer, I think, should you be like, I don't want to play. What's the benefit? Well, your team gets money, you get exposure, and you get a boost to your value.
Yeah, and several players in this league have built a reputation based upon those bigger games. I mean, one of my favorites is Apocryphon, who showed out with Club America on the marquee matchup, and it didn't make him who he is, but it helped the league know who he is, and he was able to show out on that big stage. So he deserves to be granted some valuation for him.
Yep.
And,
a couple other things, contract clauses. So this is a big thing we actually added just this past week. So essentially, there's 5 new types of things you can do to your contract, as well as the fact that we've introduced 3-season contracts. So there's a team option. Basically, at the end of a season, a manager can say, hey, I liked your performance this season. I have this option. I'm going to execute it, and you're going to be on my team for next season. Players have another one for them too, a player option. So maybe they're not sure about this team, so they sign for a season with the player option. So at the end of the season, they decide, this team isn't right for me. They can become a free agent. But they say, hey, I like this team. They can execute that option. They're still on that team. There's a no contract buyout clause option, which I really like the idea of. So if you're a manager and you have a player that you're not sure if he's going to be there the whole time, you think he might try to snake his way out. If you put this clause in his contract, now no one can buy out his contract while he's on that team. So the only way he's going to be he's going to leave the team is if you sell or release him. So it's something to kind of protect managers. And then on the player side, something that can kind of protect them is a no release option. So essentially, this will be your player you put this contract in. You put this in your contract. Now the manager can't just release you at any given time. If they want to release you, you both have to agree to it. So it kind of gives the player a little power in that relationship. And then finally, we're doing something that they have obviously in real world football is a minimum release fee clause. So you're going to have your value. So that's what people are going to try to buy you for the most part. During mid-season, there's going to be some fluctuation, a little up or down, depending on where you're at. But let's say your manager is like, if in case someone wants you, I want them to pay $100 million. So they can set a $100 million release fee clause. And if another manager bids that, now the manager doesn't have any choice now. Like if the player comes to terms with the contract, that player now goes to the new team, but they get 100 million instead of whatever the value is. Now there's a little bit of fees involved, so you can't just put these on every single player willy-nilly for free. But it's kind of a fun way. I'm excited to see the first people who get these clauses, and then who's the first player is that maybe gets one of these to be interacted with.
Yeah, we think it gives a real football world experience, or a real world football experience, which is what I think we all want to have here is a simulated football experience, but also make it feel real. Because we do have a lot of talent here, and esports is obviously something that's growing. So this allows us as a strategy to move forward and project growth for our league.
Yep. And the last big thing we'll kind of talk about tonight briefly is the stats. So we have decided to give all stats to all players. This has been kind of clamored about for a little while now, and we're going to go ahead and do that. So strikers, you get your tackles. Strikers, you get your blocks if you want. Cams, you get your tackles now. So stats for all, it's kind of a fun thing, but we're also introducing some new stats and changing things up. So gone are passing points. I think we're at a time where we feel like we can figure out a way to work passes into PER with passes. So we're going to have completed passes and passes attempted. So we're going to have everyone has their passing percentage at the end of the season, which will be an actual passing percentage. We're also introducing crosses and crosses attempted, which will allow us to create new PER metrics for both wingers and fullbacks. Shout out to fullbacks. And finally, we're going to have headers won. So this will kind of show the players who are aerially dominant, not darially ominent. That would be a little different.
Well in.
Yes. So hopefully you guys look forward to all that. And I think that'll be some fun changes. It allows everybody to have a little bit more better look at their exact stats and the kind of player they are. So without further ado, we will now introduce the new Late Night League logo and talk a little bit about that.
just love what's been done with this logo. It's gorgeous.
So yeah, I'm excited. That's super cool, and I'm very excited for the future of Late Night League. I think this is one thing that we kind of realized we needed to do some work on and improve. But Tralich, what do you think of that new logo?
Sensational. It's obviously about the hands of yours truly, and with a bit of smoke break. Yeah, man, we just took that same logo that we had from essentially from last season or last year that was created. I just kind of spruced it up a little bit, gave it that late night feel, and it accidentally came about. If we want to be completely honest, Smoke made that video, and then everybody was like, "Oh my god, I want that logo." So it's here. This is what it looks like, and there's a few things coming late night league for this. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah, I also am. Should be. I think I'm just really excited about Late Night League. So there are going to be some changes to Late Night. So first off, we are going to change the times and make it a little bit later, and also be able to have some more West Coast people come in. So it's going to be 11 and 11:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So a little bit more late night than it was before. I think we really can kind of tap into that Mountain West Coast time zone and can get some more people over there. The preseason cup will be on October 15th, with the first game day happening on October 22nd. At this point, we're not sure the total number of teams. It depends on the interest, but we're thinking somewhere between 12 and 16. Obviously, we have schedules built out for any of those scenarios. So that's kind of just the basic details of what's going to happen for the next season of Late Night. And so we're not just changing the times a little bit. We are going to really just kind of give it some more focus and love and care this season. So one thing we're going to be trying to do is weekly marquee matchups. So this is actually something we haven't been able to kind of nail down what we want to do. So our original idea was Thursday nights, but then we were thinking, like, should we do 10:30? Should we do midnight? We weren't kind of sure. Should we do after the games on Wednesday nights? So we're going to actually ask the community for this one after the stream tonight. Let you guys let us know when you would want that marquee matchup stream. But that's something we're going to be doing weekly here starting in season 3 of Late Night.
We're also going to be trying to add some new things. So there's lots of cool ideas coming to Late Night League. One of the things that I'm personally really happy about seeing is we're bringing in plays of the week / season. So somewhere during mid-season, if you submit all your clips and let our great media team work with them, we'll have a nice video showing the best plays of the season so far in the middle and the one at the end. So, your best goals, dribbles, passes, crunching tackles, and great saves from goalies. It's just another thing to help spice up Late Night League and another great media add to it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this bit. Something like the pass of the season, the dribble of the season, tackle this season, just all those kind of things. Not just the goals and saves, which we're going to keep doing in PCN, but we're going to try out this in Late Night and kind of give it something special and unique. And if it goes well and you guys love it, we might work it into PCN, but we kind of want to start that in Late Night and give it something a little fresh, a little unique. Something that PCN does that we are going to 100% do this season is the team of the week and team of the season. So we kind of talked about it the first couple of seasons, didn't fully commit to it. We just didn't really have the staff in place for it. So you just heard the voice of Buzz. He is one of the 2 new dedicated Late Night League admins, he along with Jomo. So between those guys and then our graphics and the entire staff will be kind of working more with Late Night League. So you guys want team of the week, you want your stats to matter, you want team of the season, you want to matter, we're giving it to you.
And just like last season, we'll have obviously someone can win the league title, but we'll also focus more on playoffs. And something I'm really excited about this year is, so for the league title, it's more of like, it's cool if you win it, but you really want playoffs. And if you do win playoffs, this is one of the coolest things I think Late Night League's going to have, is the winner will have a certain amount of players. I believe we think it's around 12. We'll debate it more. They get a custom T-shirt with the PCN Late Night logo on it, as well as your team's logo. And I think this is super cool. It's one of probably the biggest prizes we've ever done. And I mean, it would be so amazing to win with your team, your brand. You bring your brand in, you win with them, and then you actually get something physical back for it. And I don't know, but I'm trying to get some PCN merch, so I think it'll look amazing.
Yeah, and I think something we're also going to do with that is we're going to have it just be the late night logo and your team's logo. We're not sure exactly where they're going to be on there, but we'll figure that out. Your team's logo will obviously be on there prominently. But if you want your name and or you want your number on the back, we will offer customization for an extra fee to cover the cost on that. It is a little bit more, but we're going to give you guys that option as well. So yeah, you guys win the league, you qualify for the playoffs, win the playoffs, you're going to take home some free shirt.
The thing that we're trying to do, guys, is late night has always been about your custom teams. So between all the awards with videos and now the ability to win a title and get your logo on some shirts, you guys can start getting your custom teams out there. So it's we're trying to offer as many avenues for that to happen.
Yeah, better late than never, Kaz, but you couldn't have said it any better than myself. Really just want you guys to be able to really promote your teams inside PCN and in Late Night League as well. But these aren't all the things that we are working on. We've got some other things in the works. So we have got, obviously we've been talking about the new website. So we are still in the process of working on that, and we'll be probably working on that throughout season 12. We don't know. We don't want to promise things that we can't produce, but eventually the goal is to have it be an all-in-one on the website. You can put your stats in, you can look at the articles, you can look at the podcast, all that. So we're working on that in the background. Another thing we've been working on, kind of talking about for a while, is the PCN merchandise store. That will be active season 12. Don't have an exact date on that either, but that's something that will be available. So you can buy your PCN mug, your PCN scarf, your PCN hoodie. We'll obviously, once we get to that and we have the details on that and we have that information for you, we will get that to you. Another thing which I'm really excited about is a PCN Patreon. So Patreon is sort of a way you can subscribe to something every month, if you've never heard of it before, and within whatever category it is, essentially you can get some kind of perks. So, Exile, what are some of the perks you think that we could have with this?
So obviously we're going to have things in Discord where you'll have a specific logo that you're a contributor to PCN, but we're also toying with the idea of specific items from the merch store. So let's say you sign up at the $2 price point per month. As long as you're subscribed for a minimum of 3 months, you can get extra releases as a manager, or potentially a t-shirt from PCN, or an item or a discount. And then the higher up you go, monetarily speaking, we're talking about doing scarves for the $25 a month, if that's something the community wants. But again, it's all based upon what the community wants. And we're just trying to make it so that we have a way to provide items for the community, because we know you guys want money, you want merch, you want all these things, and we want to be able to provide those to you. And that's the way we can do it. So it should be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple other things we've mentioned, which we are still working on the details of, is a veteran kind of manager committee and a veteran player committee. These will work a little bit differently, but essentially, if you've been around for a long time as a manager and you kind of qualify, we'll have certain things that will bounce off you, certain ideas that will come to you first, and we'll have an open line of dialogue with you, because you've been around, you've dealt with all the issues that we have, at least on the manager and player side, and we just want your input more often than ever before. And same thing from the players. There's things that as a player who's not a manager, not a staff, there's things that you see, there's things that you hear in chats that you are like, hey, what if you guys tried this, or what if you guys tried that? I mean, just to names on the top of my head, Magic is someone who's always coming to us with ideas, and we don't implement every single one he gives us, but there's a lot of things he throws at us, and we do take it from now and again. And we'd love for people who've been around for a long time and have seen the league grow and change to still be able to give their input and do it a little bit more of official capacity. And to go along with both of those is essentially there's going to be new voting committees for Team of the Week, Team of the Season, and all that. So there's still going to be a staff element, and that's going to always be a big part of it. But there's also going to be maybe 2 people from the manager committee, maybe 2 people from the player committee, who will also help vote for Team of the Season, Team of the Week, things like that. That way, we're kind of getting a bit of balance of opinion from people in the league. Everyone who wants to vote in the future is going to have to fill out an application, and they're going to have to kind of describe in this scenario, who would they vote for? What are the stats they value most? And basically, we're going to pick the people who we think do the best, who have the best answers, and sort of are the best candidates to kind of provide a good level voting system. So it's not that I think we've done a bad job with this, but I think it's something that we can always improve on, and we don't miss that player who we maybe should. So that's all going to tie in. Basically, we're just trying to do what we can to listen to the players more and also listen to the managers and kind of just get the community involved with these kind of things. Speaking of getting involved with things, Smoke Break, do you have a little PSA for everyone? Smokey.
Hey, can you hear me? Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey, yep. So we're gonna be doing highlight videos per. What is it? Every 2 weeks, you guys do the team of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be accepting videos that are dropped into the highlight video section of the Discord. If your video, is available for me to download directly through an easy link in which I can get it onto my CPU, I will use those videos to put together some highlight reels, and they'll be released. I'll do it shortly after Team of the Week is released. So drop your highlights, as many as you can, during the week in which you played your 4 games, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Really happy to have Smoke here on staff. I think you guys have seen his work. We've also had a couple more people that we've added in who will be helping out with that. But yeah, we're just trying to get that back. I know it's something people have wanted to have, is those highlights. So we will be doing our best to bring that to you. You just got to do your part and bring it to us.
And I want to give one more shout out here. If you guys haven't done it yet, in the chat, PCN giveaway is the keyword. No spaces, is not cap sensitive. If you guys want to be in for the giveaway for FIFA 20 or PCN merch of an equivalent value. That's all I got, Dorsey.
Cool. So how long is that basically just active until the stream is over?
Yep, I've still got a running list of active guys right now.
Okay, cool. So, want to do a little quick Q&A for the chat. If you guys have any questions about anything we've talked about tonight, whether that's the transfer system, some things about late night, the merch store, just drop it in the chat, and we'll answer some of your questions here for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your questions. I'm actually reading the chat, so please, if you do have any questions, let me know. I know the PVS or player value system is one that people are asking a lot of questions about pretty much consistently, but now it's your chance to ask some questions here while we're live.
Thinks is dumb.
When is Fozzie getting banned? Fozzie, you've been unbanned for, I don't know, a decent little bit of time, so you just gotta get back into the website.
Preferably questions that are actually pertinent to the things that PCN does. I don't know that mayonnaise being spicy or not is relevant to this live broadcast.
Or Dorsey's underwear.
Or Dorsey's underwear. Or why do I smell? I don't know, man.
What's pertinent mean?
I have a vinyl chair and I sweat. Okay, there, I said it.
I'm lucky.
Okay, so I see some things coming in about player values. So yes, player values are going to only change at the end of the season. That will be a big update. There's an entire list in the transfer rules document if you want to see. But things like team of the week, team of the season, certain games played thresholds, winning cups, all these things basically are detailed. We don't have all the exact values in there. We do have them on our end. So essentially, the better you play, the more you play, the awards you win, all that is just going to build your value.
Absolutely. And team of the week is a part of that as well. I mean, of course, your value is going to increase if you make a team of the week.
Mr.
Think of it
Grant
like real
85.
professional.
No, we are not going to break up big squads when the value system comes out. Basically, it's up to your manager to manage his transfer budget and build the squad as he sees fit with the money that he has available.
Yep. And something we didn't do for this first season is introduce contract fees, but we are going to start in season 13 once values start to build. So It's basically it's going to be first free agents going to be 20% of your value. So if you're worth 10 million, it's going to cost your manager 2 million to sign you. So the teams that have the most money right now, they're in Super League, and they can't waste all their money this first season, or they're going to have trouble building their team. But there isn't like a potential, there isn't like a strict cap per se in terms of like the value of the players on your team.
Yeah. As far as how stats are weighted, we're not actually weighing any statistics when it comes to the player value system. It's all based on actual actionable items. Like, did you make team of the week? There is a bump in your value. So it's things like that. It's actual outcomes, not just, oh, I had a good game and got a ton of stats. It is based upon what you've accomplished over the entire season. Why don't we allow 5 backs? That's a great question. One that we would love to talk about more as we go toward the season. Hopefully, that is something we can discuss. But at this time, it is because more often than not, people like to just park the bus and sit back, and obviously that doesn't make for a very exciting gaming experience. So it is something we're going to revisit. But at the current moment, 5 backs are banned.
Yeah. It's something we are going to probably bring up for this season, and maybe the management committees will be involved in that.
There we go. Good segue.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Why not update value mid-season? Sorry about that, Dorsey. Go ahead.
It's it's a very, very complicated process and thing that we've drawn up. We've spent a lot of nights spending a lot of hours in chats going over what we thought would how we could do this, what should be influenced, what the values on that should be. And it's basically the simple answer is like it's just to do this every game week or at mid-season would be a lot of work. So essentially what we're doing to kind of combat that, where yeah, by mid-season maybe you've had a really good season and your value on paper hasn't changed, but it really has in the eyes of the league. That's where we're adding that 5 million fluctuation. So let's say you're a 5 million player, but you've been balling out. You can get sold for 10 million now mid-season. Or if you maybe were a 20 million player and you're struggling and you're kind of a backup now, but some guy still wants to sign you, maybe he'll sign you for 15 instead of 20. So essentially, that's how we're going to kind of adjust mid-season, and then at the after season we'll have the full update.
We're not looking to implement a salary cap. As far as we know, we've built in mechanisms that account for attrition for a player's value. The concept is that if you get high enough, as far as value is concerned, not marijuana, if you get high enough as value, what's going to end up happening is the attrition rate is going to go down. So you have to maintain that by winning basically everything, or else you're going to be reduced in value. That's just how that works. So as far as cap, there won't be a cap on salary because it's about budgeting. Here at PCN, we want to make it so that you guys learn how to budget this money, even if it is PCN money and not, real life money. At least you can learn some actual adult skills while playing for us.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
So that's I think you kind of hinted on it, but there will be a way to have your value decrease. It's not gonna be right off the bat, and if you're like a 1 or 2 million player, pretty low, you're not gonna get your value taken off if you don't play that season or you don't play well. But let's say you have 2 team of seasons and now you're up 25, 30 million or something like that. The higher you get, the harder it's gonna be to maintain that. So if all of a sudden you don't play for a season, or you play poorly, or you just don't you don't win the awards and the cups that you did before, you're going to come down a little bit. But that's just kind of how it works in real world football. You're not going to always go up and up and up. And that was the biggest issue, I think, with the previous system, is essentially there was a cap of 30 million and it always increased. There was nothing to decrease. We built in a system where if you're not playing a lot most seasons, you're kind of a role player, like you'll probably stay around there. If most seasons you're a good player, maybe not team of season, you'll probably stay around that value. But if you're a team of season or above player, you're gonna have to work your butt off to stay at that level, or you will get a decrease.
Yep.
Yeah, we simulated a few seasons out, and hopefully this stays true from our testing. But it seems that there will be, like Dorsey said, it'll be very difficult to be that high standout elite player. But the amount of statistics and the awards it takes to be that player, there will only be a handful of players in the league that'll be able to do that. So we could end up having like our own Messis and Ronaldos and things like that, but they're gonna have to do that on a season basis. They're not gonna be able to have a bad season or take a season off.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
Another question. No, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was going to say that there is a question from well-known. Can loans have an obligation to buy at the end of the season? And I think that's a great concept. One that I think we can talk about implementing later, because I think that would be really cool to have. But at this time, that's not going to be implemented. But it is something that we have looked at and we definitely want to talk about in the future.
Yeah, we've already had some really good ideas for more contract clauses, but we're trying to walk this out. It's already a lot for managers to have to do with this new system. So hopefully, we can keep it growing.
Yeah, and if you guys have ideas and you want to send us, we'll put that in our little idea folder. We each have one. You get one. It's one of the things you get when you become a staff. You get an official PCN idea folder. So we'll file those away there. Fozzie asks, can we buy transfer budget on the PCN store? So the only thing you're now going to be able to buy in the PCN store until we get merchandise that's related to league is going to be contract buyouts. You can now buy releases with your transfer budget. That's the only way you're going to be able to buy that. Buying transfer budget is going to be no longer a thing. Essentially, you're going to have to manage your finances. Now, it shouldn't be too hard. Just don't blow your money on a 30 million pound player or PCN money player and then let him walk at the end of the season for nothing. Essentially, just you got to manage it like you would any team or like you would your own bank account.
Only preferably don't spend it all on food.
If you do, make sure it's damn good food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
getting close to the end here. So we're going to go ahead and remind you one last time to type in PCN giveaway if you want to be entered into that, and you have to stay till the end to be eligible. So we're going to run the Seychelles World Cup highlights video, and at the end we will go ahead and announce the winner of the giveaway. So stay tuned.
Belle passe en profondeur. Oh, l'égalisation! L'égalisation! Changement de possession. Ah ouais, c'est une bonne passe, ça. Oh, c'est dangereux. Attention, il a récupéré ce ballon. Alors, l'occasion peut-être. Vers ses partenaires. On s'approche de la zone de vérité. Oh, l'occasion! On va le ballon est perdu. Ah, il y a beaucoup à jouer là, il n'est pas tout seul. Oh, le but! On a bien frappé ce corner au niveau du point de pénètre. La tentative! Ah, une faute, mais l'arbitre les joue. Je pense que c'est plutôt raté comme intervention. Dans le paquet. Ouais. Ballon rendu à l'adversaire. Ah oui, la bonne passe. Oh, le but peut-être. Allez, le centre maintenant. Le ballon dans l'axe. Attention.
This might be an opportunity to get level off the post. Williams. It's a shot now.
Une bonne passe. Et la voilà. Une bonne passe directement à l'adversaire. Ah oui, il cherche un partenaire dans la profondeur. La petite passe en flèche. Ah oui, c'est le jeu. Le ballon en retrait. Bien, 3 minutes de temps additionnel. En profondeur, oui, bien vu. Oui, il y avait un espace, il l'a vu. Attention. La passe aérienne, c'est dans l'appel de balle.
All right, and I think it's time to hand out this giveaway for either a free copy of FIFA 20 or some free PCN merch.
God, that video was beautiful. My goodness.
Yeah.
Smoke. I mean, it's
It
incredible
was
work.
too long.
Whatever. That's beautiful. I don't care.
No, it was sensational.
So as you guys see in the chat there, we do have a winner. It is Colin 2AL. Has won the giveaway.
Hey, congrats.
Congratulations.
Woo-hoo!
Well done. I don't think that's a gamer tag in the league, so you'll have to let us know who you are. But congrats on the free FIFA 20 or PCN merch. Just let us know what you want.
What if it's Zlatan? What if Zlatan won?
Wait, is that actually?
No, I don't know.
Wait.
I'm just joking.
Wait.
That would be funny.
Yo, what are the odds too? He joined it literally right before it announced.
Yeah,
Who?
crazy.
Oh, apparently
He's
that's
been in
quick.
here all day.
Yeah, but he just put it in. He just said PCN giveaway mathematics, and then it says he won.
All right. Well, if that's quick, we're gonna have to run that again.
I did do a second run.
Okay.
The second winner, if that was actually quick, by the way, the second winner was Obailzy. Obailzy. I don't know who that is.
I believe that's GC the Reaper.
So Obailzy, if you are here, let me.
He says it's Beast. I don't know.
Yeah, he says Beast 3.
He says it's Beast.
That's what Colin's saying.
Yeah, Colin, is that you?
Well,
Is that
okay.
you,
Well,
Beast?
we need to verify either.
Yeah, we'll verify.
Yeah.
No worries. No, I got that.
If
song
Colin,
stuck
if
in
you
my
are
head.
Beast, that is you. You won. If not, and that's quick, or anybody else who's banned from the league, you're not getting free stuff. So
You're gonna have to fight us.
GC is the backup.
Yep.
So.
All right.
Congratulations,
That's funny.
Beast.
Yeah, congrats.
Woohoo.
Well done.
Yeah. Well done, Beast.
Beast, hit me with a message on Discord so we know it's you. Just tell me if you're calling.
Yeah, he actually did just message me.
Okay.
I see your message, Beast. Well, awesome. Congrats, Beast, on the winning. We'll DM you the details about what to do. Any final thoughts from anyone before we get everyone out of here?
Yeah, I mean, I want to give a shout out to the Seychelles team. Obviously, I'm super excited about the win, and that video just was the perfect cherry on top of the win. So, thanks, Smoke, for putting that out. Thanks for giving me a chance to play with you guys.
Animal themed teams too overpowered.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of fun tonight. I know we had a little hiccup there at the beginning where the logo got released a little early, but we're not perfect here. We did what we could, but hopefully you guys enjoyed tuning in, and we may try to do this kind of thing again. Not sure, maybe before each season we can do something like this, maybe make it a tradition. We'll see. We're just trying to do what we can to provide you guys with a fun atmosphere here at PCN, and get back to you guys as much as we can, and listen to you guys and your feedback and all that. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and have a great night, and let's get on that FIFA 20 grind next week.
Oh, we.
Night, everybody.
ball's loose. Goalkeeper made the save. The ball's loose. Goalkeeper made the save, but he couldn't hold it. Not a good challenge by the defender. Tapia. Wonderful chance. Played down the wing, keeping the wide attack going. VR. Really good goal from a player who prefers it with the other foot. And it's with Juve. Well, that's over the top of the defender. Can play, and that completes a wonderful hat-trick. Here's the chance. Has to score. Oh, this is...